I'm going to Parry Island, to Wasauksing First Nations, and this is Wasauksing Bridge. It's a swing bridge. It swings open to let ships go through, and it was built for the railway. Trains are going out of Depot Harbour, which is a ghost town now. Nobody lives there. And this is a trading post. Just a store. The view of Parry Sound. Oh, there's a train going through marinas, and the store here has a dock. You can get your boat there and go shopping. This is a memorial for all the children taken away from Native Canadians by the government and put in residential schools. Many of them never returned. Many of them never lived. They're just buried somewhere. Wasauksing children taken. There's a list of kids. And orange shirt and orange flag is the symbol for it. 139 federally recognized Indian residential schools. I never shut the engine off. Res 91. If you're in this area, I really recommend their radio station. Coming out of the reservation, 91.3. The trains for Depot Harbour used to run there. I don't know the speed limit. Looks like I'm not breaking it. This is a band government. A band of Anishinaabe Indians live here. And there's 614 bands in Canada and 31 Indian reserves. This is one of them, obviously. The whole island is an Indian reserve, which means not every not every reserve has a band on it, and one band have more than one reserve, and more than one band can live on the reserve. Right here we're gonna come up to a road to Depot Harbour, a town that used to exist on that island, but it is not accessible unless you have a band's permission. Depot Harbour, it was the most prominent port on the Great Lakes. John Adolphus Booth. Just have to say Adolphus because, you know, the whole Lincoln assassination and the other John Booth had a railway and wanted to run it all the way to Parry Sound. The land in Parry Sound was too expensive, and this whole island at the end of the 19th century already was an Indian reservation, and he decided to, police services, am I going to get in trouble? And he decided to send surveyors to the island. Booth did, because there was a provision in the law that land could be expropriated from the natives if it's for use of railways. So the surveyors entered illegally, surveyed the land, and Depot Harbour was built. Ships would come in. Hang on. Anishinaabe police. That's awesome. Ships would come in, would load grain at the time. There was the first commodity moved out of here, loaded onto a train at peak times. Every 20 minutes, a train loaded with grain would leave Depot Harbour. Could be everything. A court, a hockey arena, nice. Administration. And Depot Harbour had 1,600 population at one point. And stores, 2 grain elevators, a hotel. I don't know if they had a church, but I assume they did. Not sure if they had a school. Again, I assume they did. There's a seniors residence. Parry Island Community Complex. There's an antenna. Maybe this is where the radio station is transmitting from. Well, Depot Harbour lost prominence when Fourth Welland Canal was opened. Hello? Because now the big ships could just directly sail onto the ocean. And during World War II, Depot Harbour was storing explosives produced in Nobel, just north of here. Yeah, I'll go the other way. On 14th of August, they're celebrating victory over Japan. I think fireworks or something, or fires, ignited storage facilities in the port of Depot Harbour, and all the explosives blew up. Later on, they took the nice church. They took apart all the houses, 110 of them. But Depot Harbour was still operational. They were shipping coal. Until coal lost prominence in the 50s. Then they were shipping iron ore, pallets or pelletized. Edmund Fitzgerald was one of the ships coming here. And that ended as well. And after a while they're stopping. And I think this is the road somewhere to past the cemetery to the Depot Harbour. But when iron ore ended, nobody was using the port, and in 1987 the band took control of it. So now the band government is controlling the entire island. Trading post. If you want to go and see Depot Harbour, you have to get a permission. Right now I'm gonna go and see the marina at the end of the island. And the pavement ended. Nice views. I'm gonna drop a gear. Nice. This is the row of nice cottages here into Georgian Bay. Some of them have docks. The orange shirts are a tribute to the children taken by the government of Canada. There are a few hundred cottages on the island owned, or leased, I'm not sure, by non-band members. I just saw a sign that if you are not a band member, you cannot be using ATV or a snowmobile. Only for members of the band. I wonder if my tractor is okay. An Indian reserve is land owned by the Crown, by King Charles, King of Canada, given to a band or bands for use. So I'm not sure if cottages they're on reserves, if they're owned or leased by non-band members. I think I'm gonna ask somebody. This is the marina overlooking Georgian Bay, and I'm gonna go around the campsites. Nice beach, nice views. Gonna see how much I can see. Then I'm gonna park and I'm gonna ask some questions, and if I get any answers, I will most likely share. Tailgating, eh? Wasauksing Marina. He's got an ATV, which means he's a member. There's a boat ramp, there's a dock, and there are islands on Georgian Bay. I know everything. The cottages are owned. They're about out from the bend, and all that area on the other side of the little inlet, everything's gonna be camping, campgrounds and docks. So they're saying by next year or 2 years from now, the campground, because now it's difficult to get a spot, campground is gonna be all the way around. The ship Island Queen from Parry Sound, when it leaves from there, makes a loop around the islands and comes underneath the bridge. Then the whole bridge swings open, and oh, I think that's one of their boats, by the way, that takes you to Huckleberry Island. I've taken that with my kids. The only reason why I know. From a train swing bridge. This is a vehicle bridge now, and they made a portion out of it, added that to the left of us for pedestrians. And we're back to Canada.